Hi everyone, welcome to Lesson 5 of Managing the Academic Enterprise, focusing on the relationship of the pathway to the course schedule. In the last lesson, we focused on the importance of pathways as an element of infrastructure in building towards student success. Now, we are focusing on how to utilize those pathways to assist with scheduling. More and more institutions are trying to plan annually instead of semester by semester. In fact, many schools want to be able to provide at least 2 years of schedule data to students to assist with the planning process. In order to accomplish this task, institutions must look at historical demand in the context of pathways. It's not enough to have a recommended sequence of courses. Institutions need to understand how scheduling practices and student behavior impact the pathways. In addition to looking back, institutions must also look ahead and understand how the influx of new students in each term will impact the availability of courses in the schedule. Planning for future classes also enables institutions to understand their teaching capacity as enrollment changes with each admitted class. This model will always require continuous improvement and analysis to ensure that pathways are in alignment with scheduling, advising, and registration. There's an old adage that you should measure twice and cut once in construction. That rings true in scheduling as well. Planning for scheduling can ensure that you do not have to react in the moment to a less than ideal reality. In analyzing pathway demand, an institution can review issues that occur for individual students as well as groups of students. Ideally, a student would have access to all required courses in their pathway in each term, but the competitive open registration process that occurs on most campuses, along with schedules that are rolled forward from term to term, means that students may encounter issues along the way. In the example of an off-path student below, you can see that issues arise. English 106 is full, Psychology 130 is in the second term of the pathway, but the prerequisite has not been met. Chemistry 115 is offered at the same time as Biology 132, so the student cannot complete both courses. And Chemistry 180 may only be offered in the daytime, and this student is a night student. While an institution may not be able to address all of these scheduling issues outlined, some of the issues may be addressed through planning and making adjustments to pathways or through adjustments to the schedule prior to registration. In some cases, lack of access to a single course in an early term can significantly delay graduation. Understanding these key courses can help institutions eliminate barriers to student success. On this slide, you can see how course access can impact pathway progression. On the y-axis, you can see a metric that combines the number of students that need the course and how many terms a course is delayed on average. On the x-axis, you can see the top courses that exhibit delays. In this example, English 1101 is required by all students at this institution. So even a small delay can have a big impact on the students. The orange line is the historical fill rate of the sections of the course or the enrollment ratio. For English 1101, you can see that this enrollment ratio is always right at 100%, indicating that the course is full. In this situation, the institution should consider offering more sections or seats of English 1101 to alleviate this course bottleneck. In comparison, look at the enrollment ratio for Econ 2200 in the middle. Its enrollment ratio is less than 80%. Students take this course late, but it doesn't seem to be because there's a lack of seats. The institution may want to evaluate the prerequisites for Econ 2200, or maybe there's an advising issue that's causing that course to be taken later. Data like this can help institutions understand which levers to pull to mitigate the risk of delayed courses. For institutions that have pathway or planner systems, you may be thinking that you can just aggregate the demand of the planned courses and use that for integration within scheduling. While that data is helpful, it doesn't account for approximately a fourth of an institution's population. Scheduling for pathways must include modeling a set of incoming students and predicting their course needs. For many institutions, modeling the incoming first-year students is really important to gauge seat availability needed for orientation. At other institutions, the transfer class is larger than incoming freshmen. Looking at patterns in terms of both numbers of students that are coming in each term, as well as patterns of coursework completed, can be helpful in aligning the schedule to student need. For example, if many of an institution's students transfer in the English composition course, then the institution may want to reduce seats in this course and offer more seats of English composition too. This is another slide that looks at pathway effectiveness. In this example, we are looking at the average term delay for a course in comparison to the number of students who have the course as a requirement. On the left side of the screen, you can see that Spanish 2003 is often delayed by 5 terms, but a small percentage of students need that course. On the far right, you can see that Spanish 1002 is delayed by 3 terms, but almost 4,000 students need to take the course. This institution should consider how the term delay for Spanish 1002 is impacting students overall, but it especially impacts students who need to continue into Spanish 2003. In this slide, we are starting to dive into measuring excess credits. The starting point is to look at courses that are taken as requirements versus options versus those that are unproductive. This allows us to dive deeper into courses that are unproductive. Are those courses developmental? Are they unsuccessful attempts to complete a course? Are unproductive courses the result of a student's transfer or change of major? Diving into this data can help institutions identify patterns, determine causality, and implement changes to help improve time to degree. While you have already seen this slide in a previous lesson, we hope that this content has further emphasized the fact that pathways are an integral part of an institution's mission. They connect the curriculum to the course schedule. Often, the way that an institution deploys its finite resources within the schedule can be the key to student success.